Hello everyone and welcome to a channel that I've decided to call The Mighty Blues. There is a very good reason behind that. This is going to be a fan channel of Everton Football Club, the only club to be called the Blues in England. So if you're a Chelsea fan or a City fan and you think your club's the Blues, then you obviously haven't been watching football for more than 20 years. But no, obviously this is an Everton fan channel dedicated to Everton Football Club. I'm going to be the presenter at the minute, obviously hoping that this channel can grow in the future and become bigger. I just want to say before I start talking about anything to do with me or anything to do with the channel and the expectations, I just want to say I'm not in any way, shape or form trying to copy or sort of duplicate what the guys over at Toffee TV are doing or in any of the other Everton fan channels or podcasts. I admire their work hugely and I think that what them guys do over there is fantastic. The platform that they've built is fantastic, and the fact that they're on Sky Sports and everything like that is brilliant. Like I say, I'm not trying to copy them, I'm not trying to jump on that bandwagon. I just really enjoy sort of making content. I've done a film studies A-level, so I like being behind the camera. I like making videos, editing videos, and I also love Everton Football Club. Basically, they are sort of my biggest passion in life is Everton Football Club. Watching Everton, sort of talking about Everton, reading up on Everton, being excited about anything that Everton tweet. It's just a massive passion of mine. So I wanted to try this out. Obviously, I'm going to be giving sort of game reviews, reactions, talking about the manager, players, different topics. As I say, it's just me at the minute, so you can expect a lot of content from me. Obviously, it's gonna go a sort of way that hopefully after every game I can make a review video of the game, detailing how I felt the game went, how I felt we performed, any player that performed outstanding, any player that performed specifically poor, and just obviously talking about the club in general. What really made me want to start this channel is the fact that too many Everton games I've come home from and we've been beat 2-0 at home to a poor team that you go into the game thinking, we'll have these 3-0, and you come home and you're just fuming. Your Saturday night's ruined, you can't watch the X Factor, you can't watch Britain's Got Talent, not that I do anyway. You can't even watch Match of the Day because you know that at one point they're going to talk about Everton and they're going to slate Everton about how poor they've been, and you just have to sit in your room and be fuming for the rest of the night. Sometimes even the rest of the weekend, and if it's a derby, the rest of the week. So I just wanted to make sort of a platform where I could come on, talk to you guys, talk to the camera, get me feelings out, and then hopefully after some of them defeats I'll feel a lot better when I've got my anger out. Not that I'm just going to be sitting here screaming if we've been beat. I'll obviously be talking about the game and trying to keep me calm, but there is some games I'm sure you'll all know as Evertonians that you just have to vent your anger at. And it's probably the derbies are going to be the games that even if I do vent my anger, I'm still going to be fuming for the next week or so, if not more. But you know, you can only try, can't you? So as I say, a little bit about me, myself. I've been an Everton fan now all my life, 19 years old, nearly 20. I've been going the game consistently, going to Goodison Park since I was about 6 or 7, and I've had a season ticket for about the past 9 years. So being Goodison pretty much all my life really, nearly every game in the last sort of 9 years that I've had a season ticket I've attended. Obviously there's been games here and there that I couldn't make due to, you know, other things going on, being on a holiday and stuff. But as I say, over the last sort of, well, what, 7, say I was 6, over the last sort of 13, 14 years, I've went to a lot of Everton games. I've been to see Everton in Europe twice, obviously I've been to away games as well in England. About them European games, I went to see Everton play Hajduk Split. In the Hajduk Split game, that was entertaining. Sat with the home crowd and had to be stopped from physically celebrating Gylfi Sigurdsson's wonder goal because I would have had my head kicked in basically by the Hajduk Split fans. And I obviously went to that notorious Everton game where we took 25 million fans to Lille and just basically took over France, and it was brilliant. In terms of my first Everton game actually was against Preston North End at Goodison Park. It was a cup game. I can't quite remember which cup it was. It was either the FA Cup or whatever the Carling Cup was called at that time. But consequently, coincidentally, I actually ended up leaving that game before half time because I was so overwhelmed with the crowd and with the chants and with the fans that actually I just burst out crying and I had to leave. I had to leave the game because I just didn't like it at all, and ever since then, that's the reason why I enjoy going the game, is because of that atmosphere, because of the crowd, because of the roar, because of the feeling you get when Zed Cars plays, and that's why I love going the game. So I think it's just a massive sort of coincidence that that's what put me off at my first Everton game, and I had to physically leave the ground early, and now that's what makes me want to go to the game, and that's what I enjoy going the game for, as well as the performances. Obviously, it's that absolute feeling of just loving the football club, and I dare say I'm probably the guy now that is making people have to leave the game early with their children because of how vocal I am and of how just sort of enthusiastic and emotional I am about Everton. So yeah, that was my first game. Obviously, I've got a season ticket this year. Been to the Southampton game. You'll see a little review on that game as well as the Wolves game a little bit later on in this video. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for taking your time out your day to watch this video. As I say, I'm not trying to copy or replicate any other channel. I'm just trying to make a channel about Everton, have a little talk with you guys, have a little talk with everyone about the football club, and hopefully we get along, because I'm sure my opinions are different to the guys at Toffee TV's, and I'm sure they're different to 40,000 Evertonians that, you know, sit at Goodison Park and watch at home every single week. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. I'll be on your screens very soon discussing all things Everton, basically. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Hello and welcome to the Mighty Blues. My name is Cameron, obviously, as I explained in the little introduction clip that you've just seen. This is an Everton fan channel that I've decided to create, obviously to talk about the Blues, and talk about the games, their manager, their players, and just everything about Everton really. If you've watched that little clip that was just before this, obviously it explains how I'm connected to Everton, how long I've been supporting them, the games, obviously I go every game, and a little bit about what's going to be happening on this channel and what you can sort of expect to see on this channel. So this, for the first video, I've decided to go into talking about the Wolves versus Everton game, 2-2 at the Molineux last Saturday before last. Now I am aware that this is almost a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to keep this nice and brief. I'm also going to do a brief sort of summary of the Southampton game as well at Goodison Park. I wanted to start this channel a couple of weeks ago, but due to obviously not having the equipment and things like that, I couldn't. And I am aware that obviously Everton played Bournemouth in the Premier League on Saturday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these two reviews pretty brief, sort of under 10 minutes, get them out the way so you can briefly know my thoughts, and obviously my thoughts go into the Bournemouth game, and then obviously there'll be a more detailed Bournemouth review after the game. So the game started off, Wolves' first game back in the Premier League for quite some time, in front of their home crowd, televised game. Wolves, a club that have been deemed to finish in sort of the top 10 by the media. Obviously signed a load of great players, a load of Portuguese players, a European Championship winning goalkeeper, and obviously already have the guy Ruben Neves that a lot of people really highly rate, and you can see why really. He's a great player. But obviously the game started off and it was already on a back foot for Everton, because it was already set up for Wolves to go and beat us and get their first win back in the Premier League for quite some years. I think Everton dealt with the game amazing. I think obviously we had the sending off come just after the first goal, and I think pretty much before that sending off, the first 20 minutes we dominated this game. We absolutely dominated the game. We had Gylfi playing well, we had Richarlison playing well, and the first goal was just sort of a clear outcome to how well we've been playing in this game so far. Obviously the ball comes in, free kick, it's messed about in the box for what seemed like nothing, and it's popped in by Richarlison. It's not often we see that as Evertonians, is it? Let's be honest. Usually the ball's messed about for about 5 or 10 seconds and kicked out by the centre half. So it's great to see that there's someone there on the end of it, banging on them opportunities. It's even better to see that it's our new Brazilian lad, Richarlison, getting on the score sheet. Obviously things are going well then, goes up the other end, and Jagielka makes a tackle that I didn't deem a red card myself. I didn't think it was a red card, however I think it was poor play overall by Jagielka to let the ball go past him in the fashion that he did, could have just put his foot on the ball, played it out, had it out, but he didn't. He lets it run across his body, and then has to make a silly challenge. He forces himself to have to make that challenge. The challenge probably wasn't a red card, wasn't in my opinion, but despite that he has to make a challenge that that situation should never have occurred. Ruben Neves then takes a free kick 10 or 15 yards in front of where he should have took it. Again, I'm not going to go into the poor refereeing standard in this video, but the Premier League referees are awful, let's be honest. And then obviously Ruben Neves strikes the free kick, brilliant free kick, back of the net. Can you be critical of Jordan Pickford? Probably. maybe a little bit of naivety by the young goalkeeper to take a step to his right. Would he have saved it if he didn't? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But like I say, let's not jump on his back. The kid's had a great World Cup, and the last thing you want to be doing is jumping on his back and making him feel like there's pressure on him. Obviously, Everton then play brilliant. After that, we keep the ball. We push them for another goal. We don't sit back. We don't hold a back line, and we don't say, come on, you push us. We've got 10 men. We played brilliantly. Obviously, unlucky, Gylfi has to go off, so he misses the rest of the game. Not much you can do about that. It's just an unlucky sort of situation. He has to go off to accommodate Holgate coming on. We then go up the other end, and boom. Richarlison, second half, absolutely wonderful goal. It is class. It shows that this lad can score any type of goal. He gets his foot on the ball and he just cushions it. Cushions it past Rui Patricio. Absolutely brilliant goal. Has the fans going wild. He's doing the pigeon dance. He's doing everything. And it's just looking brilliant to be an Evertonian. Obviously the rest of the game goes on and you could almost feel a mistake happening. You could feel that, you know, we were playing really well, but... we were playing really well, but in typical Everton fashion, there was always going to be a second goal for Wolves, and it did come. It was poor defensive work by Michael Keane. The ball goes over his head, totally over his head, and it's popped in the back of the net. And at that minute, that was when I started to panic, because I thought, it's going to happen again. They're going to score another 1 or 2 before the end of the game, and that's going to be it. I'm going to have lost our first game, but we didn't. We kept playing to our strengths. We kept attacking, and we used the 10 men that we had to our advantage by just pushing them forward. And as they say, the best form of defence is attack, and we just pushed them forward, and we forced them to not be able to come at us, or to danger us in any way, shape or form in our box, to cause us any danger, and that is obviously clear of Marco Silva's tactics. It was, as I say, absolutely brilliant play by the lads. Obviously, we cracked on in the Southampton game, got the win there, but for a first game, under the circumstances that we were under, obviously people were bigging Wolves up to beat us in this game. They were going to be the most amazing team in the Premier League, but I think we kept well under pressure, and that is thanks to Marco Silva's tactics and the fact that he kept it solid and he attacked, even when we went down to 10 men. Just want to give a special mention to Richarlison as well, not just the 2 goals, he also had a massive involvement defensively. He was always back helping Leighton Baines and Lucas Digne when he come on. He played absolutely wonderful overall in the game, and then obviously the nice little gesture at the end of the game, giving the fan his shirt, and you know, overall just being a nice guy about it, and I can really see him becoming an Everton legend, to be honest. If he keeps how he's going, and he keeps the interaction with the fans, and he's playing how he's playing, he is going to really fit in at Everton, and he's going to be here for the long run. And with the aspirations the lad's got, you know, he's saying he wants to play in the Champions League with Everton, he wants to be in the Brazil national team, he wants to be the high scorer in the Premier League. He's currently joint high scorer now, so hopefully his aspirations stay. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this short review. Obviously the Southampton review will be straight after this one, so I'm not going to sort of go into the Southampton game now, but I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the content, then drop a subscribe, like the video as well if you want. You don't have to, but if you want. I am sorry if there's any sound issues or any issues with the camera, sort of. I am quite new to this still. I have done little bits of camera work and YouTube in the past, but I am really quite new to this, so I am going to get a better mic for the camera, and hopefully the quality of the videos becomes better as well. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been Cameron, and I'll see you in the Southampton review.